So once we've harvested our fresh lavender, we like to hang it to dry. If it's a lavender that we might use for crafting, then we want to hang it so first of all we'll get mostly nice straight stems. Also, there's a belief that all of the oil is pretty much going to stay in the flowers that way. As you'll see with some of our other choices, sometimes we just lay down lavender and don't bother to hang it to dry it. But with this one, which is Grosso, we like to hang it. So you hang it in a nice dry location that's shady, that has good airflow. You let it dry, and this lavender has been drying here for about 6 or 7 days. Once it starts drying, it starts to lose what people call the flowers. And everyone is always in a panic when they start to see the dried flowers ending up all over the ground. But mostly what you see on the ground here is just the little dried flower petals that aren't really the important part of lavender. So the first thing we do, the way we have ours hanging, is we like to kind of give everything a shake. And this always sends people into a panic because they're like, oh my gosh, you're losing all the lavender. You can see as it's falling down, what you have mostly here that's in my hand is not the lavender buds that you do cooking with, but the dried lavender flowers. And you see how it's some little brown chaff there and some of the little dried petals. They still smell nice, so if you leave them on the ground out in the garden, it's great. It's like a little potpourri blend that you can wander through. It doesn't hurt you at all. But what's going to be left when you're all done cleaning is these beautiful dark flowers. So the reason we love to grow Grosso, and one of the reasons why Grosso is the most popular variety to grow, is because once you dry it, you have this amazing dark purple flower. So here you've got this lovely flower. I'm going to shake it still a couple more times. You'll see, get a lot of just these little petals off. As soon as you do that though, kind of open it up to really, as soon as you do that, for the most part, your flowers are nice and clean. You don't see many of the little dried petals anymore. You can see still in some of these how you have those little dried flower petals. You want to really get rid of those before you start using it for crafting because it's hard to pick them all off later. So here you've got these beautiful flowers. These are going to stay on pretty well, and we use these a lot for crafting. So this is one of our favorite varieties to use to make lavender wreaths. It stays nice and dark purple and the flowers are really long, so it works really well for crafting. It tastes pretty good, so a lot of times we'll use this for savory blends like the Herbes de Provence blend works really well. And also if you just want dried flower arrangements, it's a beautiful dried flower arrangement also. The nice thing about dried lavender is after about 6 months, it tends to lose its fragrance, but not really. What happens is that all the oils that are on the outside of the stem will have a tendency to dissipate in the air. So after about 6 months, even if you have it as a dried arrangement like this, probably the best thing to do with it at that point is to turn it into a crushed lavender. And so you can really, you have to kind of rub these hard, but you can get the dried flowers off. So after about 6 months of using it as a dried flower arrangement, here you've got these beautiful buds. And whenever we're talking about using lavender flowers or lavender buds, this is the part they mean. It's that hard little nubby part that's left. So this is great to use now for arrangements, for potpourri blends. If you're doing a medicinal blend, it works really well. So, and of course we always use it to throw on our dogs because we have many stinky dogs around here. Lavender is a great fragrance, of course, to use for cleansing. So we use it as pet shampoos. We use it to put in little sachet bags. You can take those sachet bags and tuck them into your shoes, for example. Works really well to keep things nice and clean smelling.